People always ask me, Cristiano, what's your secret? How do you keep winning after so many years? And I always smile. Because the truth is, there is no secret, there is only work. But if I had to call it something, I'd call it my routine. The secret routine that made me a machine to win. When I wake up, the world is still asleep. It's quiet, no noise, no distractions. Only my thoughts, my goals, my discipline. I like to start my day before the sun rises because it gives me a sense of control. It reminds me that while others are resting, I'm building strength, building focus, building the man I want to be. Sometimes people think I'm crazy, but discipline looks like madness to the lazy. Every day follows the same structure. I eat clean, I rest, I train, and I do it again. It's simple, but it's not easy. Most people fail not because they don't have talent, but because they can't repeat the boring things, the small things, every single day. Success is not built in big moments. It's built in the repetition no one sees. When I was a boy in Madeira, I used to play football in the streets until my feet bled. There was no fancy equipment, no nutrition plan, no recovery ice bath, no data analysis. There was only passion and hunger. Hunger to prove that I could be someone, that I could make my family proud, that I could turn nothing into something. People used to laugh at me. They said, he's too skinny, too emotional, too ambitious. But I knew something they didn't. Ambition can't be measured by your size, only by your heart. So when I left home at 12, I wasn't just chasing a dream. I was escaping an ordinary life. I told myself, Cristiano, from now on, there is no comfort, only purpose. That was the moment I installed the program. The mindset that would turn me into a machine to win. You see, being a professional athlete is not about the 90 minutes on the pitch. It's about what you do in the other 22 hours. The world only sees the goals. They don't see the sacrifices. The skip parties, the strict diets, the lonely flights, the nights when your body screams to stop and you keep going. That's where champions are made. When I train, I don't think about limits. I think about possibilities. If I can do 10 reps, maybe I can do 12. If I can run for 1 hour, maybe I can go for 1 hour and 10. Because progress lives right after pain. And pain is my best coach. Pain doesn't lie. Pain tells you exactly who you are. If you quit, pain wins. If you push through, you do. I've lost games, I've missed penalties, I've been criticized, booed, doubted. People said, he's finished, he's too old, he's not the same anymore. And every time they say that, I smiled because they were feeding my fire. I don't get angry, I get focused. Every word of doubt becomes a rep in my mind. Every insult becomes fuel for my next goal. That's part of my routine to turning negativity into power. When I say I'm a machine, it doesn't mean I don't have emotions. I feel everything. The pressure, the expectations, the fear, but I don't let the emotion control me. I use them. Pressure is energy. Fear is focus. Doubt is opportunity. When you learn to turn feelings into fuel, you become unstoppable. Before every match, I close my eyes. I see the game before it happens, the passes, the goals, the noise of the crowd. I visualize everything. Because if I leave it in my mind first, my body will follow. That's another secret. I win in my head before I win on the field. But even after all these years, after all the titles, the records, the goals, I still feel like that 12-year-old boy from Madeira. I still want more, not more fame, not more money, more progress. Because success without growth means nothing, and growth never ends. You can have everything, but if you lose your hunger, you lose yourself. So every morning I reset, I start again. New day, new fire, new goals. You want to know my real secrets? I love the process more than the results. I love the grind, the sweat, the silence after training, when it's just me and my thoughts. Winning is beautiful, yes, but training for it, that's where I find peace, because that's where I feel alive. When my body's tired, but my mind says, one more, that's when I know I'm on the right path. People think motivation is what drives me. No, motivation comes and goes. What drives me is commitment. Commitment doesn't care how I feel. It just gets the job done. Even when I'm not in the mood, I show up. Even when I'm sore, I train smart. Even when I'm tired, I recover right. Because consistency beats everything, even talent. If you want to change your life, don't look for miracles. Look for habits. Wake up early, eat clean, train smart, sleep deep. Repeat it every single day, and you'll become your own machine. You don't need to be Cristiano Ronaldo to live like a champion. You just need discipline. Discipline is what makes the difference between a wish and a win. Sometimes I think about all the people who doubted me, all the nights I cried alone, all the pain, the sacrifice, the pressure, and I realized I wouldn't change a thing, because every struggle shaped me. Every setback trained me. Every failure made me stronger. I didn't just become a machine for football. I became a machine for life. So, yes, I have a secret routine, but it's not magic. It's repetition, it's focus, it's hunger. Every single day, I remind myself, someone out there is training to beat me, and that's enough to make me train harder. They call me many things. Some call me obsessed. Some call me arrogant. Some call me machine. I call it purpose. Because when you know who you are and you know what you want, the world can say whatever it wants. You keep winning. That's the mindset. That's the lifestyle. That's the legacy. The secret routine that made me a machine to win